Hey guys, I'm the Final Anomaly. If you liked the video, please like it, comment down below, let me know if you want to see other content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I will be hosting a tournament March 26th on Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're unsure what that is, just think the time that it is in Texas. I hope to see everybody there. It's free to join, and there is a first place and second place prize. It's the Shadow Games tournament, so I hope to see you out there. So this deck, it's a bit of a Tri Brigade Zodiac deck. Kind of a hybrid, so centered on Tri Brigade, but he did use Zodiacs, and so here he's just going into his plays. I don't know why he goes into access code though right away. I'm not gonna lie, here's where I kind of knew, well, this isn't gonna be too difficult. Now if you see my hand is horrible. It is horrendous. This is probably the worst hand I could have gotten. I didn't have very much. I was able to half the attack of his monster. And then, of course, we go... Luckily, Ojama Magic let me go into this play here. We risked it, hoping he couldn't counter it, and he couldn't. And so, even though it was a horrible hand, Ojama Magic, combined with Droplet, because Droplet helped me discard it, allowed me to make this play here. Like I said, again, I don't know why he went into access code. It kind of took me by surprise, but you know what? I'm glad he did. I go into my Raccoon. I go to kill him. I go ahead and make the attack. The sole purpose for me doing this though is to go into Zeus. I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot to do. So Zeus is just there, kind of sitting in the back, chilling. In case I need to activate its effect. Of course, I don't want to activate its effect, but he's backup. He's backup. It's gonna. Zeus will do two things. It'll scare him, and it'll force him to do a play he doesn't want to, because obviously he wants to chain it after I use the effect, not before, because I'll just wipe everything out. So he also wants to bait. Here's where he goes into Zodiac, which is very interesting. And I'm pretty unfamiliar with Zodiac. I think it's Zodiac. Am I saying that right? Zodiac, yeah. And so I'm very unfamiliar, so I did make a mistake. That is pretty tough. It's pretty tough here. I negated this effect. What I should have done is gone into Zeus's effect just at that point, because I forgot. The one thing I do know about Zodiac is they can just continuously bring out XYZs, and then eventually get into this big beefy boss monster that has this effect that's just horrible. Which is what happened, and so it cost me being able to do Suze's effect. Oh no, that's what happened. So he was able to attack, but he attacked, and which brought his Zeus out, but he can chain it twice. So he's got 4 materials. That's what happened, and so I think he was left with the Zeus on the field. I think. Yeah, or no, never mind. Okay, it all worked out, but it left me with a Droplet in my hand. Like, that was it. 6,300 life points. But at this point, I'm just like, whatever. I'm just gonna attack. Maybe he doesn't have anything. Maybe I'll get lucky. And I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm unsure, but I completely forgot that Droplet isn't just monsters or just cards in your hand. It's also cards on the field, and I forgot that part of the effect. And now that I know that, I need to start incorporating that more in my plays. I think I have his attack and negated his effect, because I think he was going to be able to banish my card regardless, I think is what it was. So either way, he was going to be able to banish my card, which is why I did that. He's going into his link plays here. And guys, this is actually one of the cards I'll be adding to my extra deck now. I'll be adding that Tri Brigade Omnius, whatever his name is. I'll be adding him to my extra deck because it actually fits, and he's a good card. He's a really good card. So he brings back access code again. He could have brought something back stronger, I think. Trying to remember why access code. And so here we're stuck. We're pretty much toast. All that's left is to have Grandpa at our side and believe in the heart of the cards. And so we make our draw at 500 life points. And the heart of the cards, guys, Grandpa does us a solid. Grandpa does us a solid. The nice thing about Ojama Simulation, guys, is that I don't only get my fusion monster. I get 3 monsters that I can play with when I link. And I get to draw a card. So Ojama Simulation gives me a link monster, gives me my fusion monster, gives me a card in my hand. Like, it is the best card to draw in this situation when plays have already happened. So I return my 3 original Ojamas, I draw a card. I'm so lucky I get Ojama Pajama here. It didn't really matter, I was already in a good spot. But, oh, I was able to link his monster, which had a link too. So I was able to use mine and link into that, getting rid of one of his cards. And then Buster Drake is going to give me a card from my deck. So with 1 card, we pulled out a Link 5 monster. We're getting a card, 2 cards in our hand. We're bringing down our fusion. And yeah, we were set. We could interrupt him. My fusion was protected through Ojama Pajama. I could have blocked something from his graveyard. It was great. So the matchup that I have been looking for, a few people have actually mentioned how they hate this deck. I wanted to see how the Ojamas fared against it. Now keep in mind, guys, just like every deck, on top of the fact that these cards all feel broken, a lot of it's got to do with luck. I got an amazing hand. I got a really amazing hand. The only thing that could have made it perfect was a droplet. So the hand that I have is great. But you know what? These Drytrons, they always have amazing hands because it feels like just one single card can get everything they want on the board, which is disgusting. So he already got one of the troublemakers out. Very disgusting. But I noticed his hand was looking kind of slim, and without a hand, any deck has issues. So he got this XYZ monster, and so I'm gonna be honest, like with so many, when you already have 1 ultimate negate, I don't know why you would have gotten rid of the cards in your hand. But I don't play Drytron, so I don't know Drytron. He's got 1 card in his hand, so either way, nothing would have happened here because Dark Ruler literally, pretty much Dark Ruler just destroyed him here. Like, all that stuff is worthless now in his field. So we get Ojama match out, send Ojama Duel to the graveyard, getting our blue and our arm dragon. Go ahead and attack the weak monster, which is great. He had a 500 monster. Let's go. He tried to negate it. I guess realized he couldn't. So got Ojama Magic and another Ojama match. Now, he did something really creative here. I guess he was able to get that card. And that card is, guys, that card is a really big issue when I play this deck. We have to have a droplet in order to make sure he can't chain it. In this case, I knew he was going to be able to negate it. But we had another Ojama match. This is why we always guarantee 2 Ojama matches in the hand. For stuff like this. I always like to go for 2 Ojama matches. That way, if he can negate Ojama Blue's effect, we can do it one more, or negate the Ojama match, we can do it one more time. So he negated my Ojama Blue here. And then of course we just go back in. So now he has no power here to stop me, I think, anyway. So we continue on the Ojama Blue combo here. I was thinking, should I go for Ojama Red and do Hurricane, Ojama Delta Hurricane? But no, I needed to be careful because I didn't know what he had in his graveyard, and honestly, I was too lazy to go and read. So I figured let's just continue on here. I could have also kept Ojama Pajama in my hand because I could have discarded it and then brought back all my banished Ojamas to keep blinking XYZing. So here I could only use 2 Ojama matches. I was 2 Ojamas or 1 Ojama short. I think 2 or 1 Ojama short from being able to do the third Ojama simulation. So I needed to. I kept doing this to see if I could draw one, but I couldn't. It would have been hilarious because I would if I go into X A to Z, he's got all these negates, but now I can negate, and it'd just be a negation match. So the plan here is let's get rid of his board now. Get rid of his board as best as we can, but still be able to link and bring the monsters we want out. I think the goal here was I want to get into my graveyard negation link monster, my goddess. I think this right here works out perfect. I think we get, yeah, we get an Ojama magic. So what I do is I go in for XYZ so I can discard it and get more cards in my hand. Because I need those Ojamas. Now I can use Oja Assimilation again, which is the reason I did that. So we go in Oja Assimilation so that I can continue to link. Because now I'd go into my, and he just scoops. He knew it was over. He just scooped. You know, they like us to wait 1 million turns for them to summon their monsters, but when it's our turn, yeah, they don't like it. So, GG's, Ojamas, reign supreme. They're victorious. So, take that, Drytron. You're a disease. Alrighty, so this deck was a bit interesting. I guess you'll see. But this hand isn't the worst. I like having Ojama Pajama. It's one of the strongest cards in the deck. So definitely glad Ojama Pajama's there. Ojama Duel too for the discard. But just because of what I saw he had Eldlich, he had Skill Drain. I kind of thought, you know what, I need to go for... I was kind of scared to do the Ojama Red effect because I thought in case he put Skill Drain on the field. But he's got kind of a hybrid deck. It looks like a Buster Blade or Eldlich deck is what he had going on, and it was very effective. It was a really good deck, a really cool combination. But I went ahead and set Ojama Pajama, set Ojama Duo. The reason I set Ojama Duo is in case he tried to special summon a lot of monsters. I wanted to see if I could cover his field. I looked at his extra deck. He only had like 6 cards in there, so I thought, you know what, this will be good. I went ahead and sent Ojama Duel to the graveyard. That way I have monsters I can summon next turn. We're pretty much stuck here. We're gonna take this damage, which is the reason I did Ojama Duel. I thought, you know what, he's got 6 cards in his extra deck. What are gonna be the chances that he's gonna be able to link my tokens? And so, so I knew we wouldn't. I knew we wouldn't lose this turn. But I knew we were going to take some heavy damage. And then I knew once this happened, I was not going to be able to do my Ojama Blue combo because I would kill myself. So, we took this big damage. Now, luckily, we have 2 summons from the graveyard. We have... I knew he discarded Skill Drain. So I knew I could use Ojama Red's... and he wouldn't want to use Skill Drain because his effects now, I wouldn't be able to use my effects. But I used Dark Ruler no more. Luckily, we had that on our hand. And of course, I went for Delta Trio because I knew that I could summon red and green. Red and black from my Ojama Duo. And we were going to have to risk the Maxi, but this is the only way we were going to survive. We bring out yellow, and we Delta Hurricane him. One of the strongest cards in the game, guys. Went ahead and go into our Raccoon so that we can get Zeus and have a backup plan. And the nice thing about Zeus is it doesn't destroy, it removes from the field. So I wasn't scared if he had things that could protect him. I also thought it was shenanigans, like he still had, I mean, you can still use those trap cards from the graveyard to bring up more monsters. Like, I was disgusted. A really good deck though, really good deck. Went ahead and did that and took the damage. We're risking it because I need to summon Zeus. We have 100 life points left here. If you notice, this deck does a lot of this. But you know what? Life points it doesn't matter as long as they don't go down to 0. Life points mean nothing. As long as they don't go down to 0. And so we have the backup plan here. We have Zeus. Luckily, we have a summon from the graveyard with Ojama Duo. And Ojama Pajama is going to give me some stuff in my hand. So we're set up pretty decent here. As long as we activate Zeus at the... we had to activate it here because he was going to remove it from play or destroy it. I don't know why he did Max C. He made a mistake here too. So I did Ojama Pajama's effect. He made a mistake here. I don't know why he did this. Oh, I guess he activated it because it was going to get destroyed regardless. That makes sense, I guess. So yeah, I guess that makes sense why he would activate it. I don't know if he thought it was going to survive. But we went ahead and got Ojama Magic because we got Ojama Red in the hand. So I knew that he was going to have nothing. There's nothing in his hand. There's going to be nothing on the field. So I knew that we would be able to summon all 4 monsters next turn, plus the 2 we have in a graveyard. So I thought, you know what, we're doing great. We're actually great if we can set ourselves up to survive, or at least to destroy him, which I couldn't. You know what? Now that I think about it, I probably could have gone into my Link 5 and then access code. I might have been able to take him out. Now that I think about it. But we went ahead and did this just in case. Go ahead and bait anything out, which there was nothing. He can't activate that. Not worried. We sent another Ojama Duo so that we have an extra turn again with monsters, just in case we can't make it happen. We go ahead and go into Palooza, just because of the effect, plus 3200 attacks. Pretty nice. But unfortunately, I can't come up with any ideas to destroy him here. We go into the Raccoon again, which then goes into the Token. I put him in defense mode though, just in case he's able to bring back that monster from the graveyard with 3500 attack, because all I have is 200 life points here to work with. So what I do, and now that I think about it, I should have put him in attack mode, because I went ahead and decided to link into IP so that I can have an interruption in case he does that. I would use these 2 monsters in case he can come up with something stronger than 3200 to come up with. There was a link monster I could have linked into, but he scooped. Alright, so next on the list. So at this moment, this part of the duel, I looked at my hand and I said, it's a pretty decent hand, but he played no monsters, and they need to play a monster in attack mode for me to do my strat. So I decided, you know what, I don't know what he's got. I went ahead and went for this so that I had monsters I can go into next turn. And I went ahead and activated this. So that I can get the 3 monsters, and I thought I'm going to summon all the Ojamas, but then I thought, you know what, no, what if he's got something to interrupt me? So far he hadn't been interrupting me, but I wasn't going to risk it. So I decided, alright, I've done a normal summon, I've done my normal summon through my effect, but I haven't done my official normal summon. Went ahead and did this, and I went into... Where did I go into here? I went into Melfi. So I always go into Melfi when I'm unsure what I'm dealing with. And the reason is that I can interrupt them if they target my Melfi for an attack, if they target my Melfi for some kind of card effect. I can quick effect and bring my Ojamas back, put Melfi back in the deck, and it actually worked out because he had a Numeron deck. So Melfi is one of the best ways to defend against Numeron, because, for example, he's done 1 attack, he's done 2 attacks, I brought all 3 Ojamas back. Now he unless he can destroy him, I'm protected this turn. I'm protected from this 1 turn kill that they do with these Numerons. It's disgusting they can get away with this. So I'm protected here. Went ahead and get Oja Simulation. I went ahead and did 2 of them because I knew that I was gonna need to act quick. Usually when they have decks like these. And so he goes into C1. I have this card in my deck as well. Problem is I don't have the network or whatever it's called. So I knew, oh, okay, I have to. He knew he wasn't gonna be able to do his thing, so I knew I had to beat him this turn, because once he came back, it was gonna take enough life points to beat me, I think. So I knew, okay, I'm not gonna risk it. I gotta beat him this turn. So first thing I decided is I need to get rid of that card in the back before I go into everything. Plus, get rid of the Ojamas and let them go to the graveyard because they're more useful to me there. So I went ahead and got rid of the card in the back. I got rid of the Union monster in my hand because I knew I'd bring him back in a second. And use them, or use them again to be able to discard. So he does this. He's got some kind of defense. He negated my effect in the graveyard or whatever. And so I use Ojama Simulation, and I always use the ABC first. And so here I'm very picky about what I'm going to select, right? I want to go ahead and draw a card. I want to see if there's anything else, like any other plays I can go into before I start fusing or linking these monsters. I did those 2 first, and the reason I did that is because I can get the monster back from my graveyard. I can get a Union monster back from my graveyard, and a Union monster from my deck. So I got one from my deck. Oh, there wasn't one in my graveyard. Okay, I don't know why I thought there was one in my graveyard. Or I think I selected no because I didn't realize it was in my graveyard. But I got one from my deck. I left Sea Wyvern out because I needed him to let me special summon another Union monster. So I go into the Ojama Simulation again. I bring them back. I believe this time I go into... Oh, I do this because I know I'm out of Ojamas. I'm out of Ojamas here. And so I bring these cards back. And I think I might use... Okay, we go into Palooza. So we're protected from the hand. We have a big fat juicy monster. So what I did here is I used the effect. I used their effects to be able to play the tank. I was able to use Wyverns to special summon him, and that's just in case so I can have enough attack. And that was it. That was game. That was game. If you use the ABCs good enough, you can end up being plus having cards in your hand to discard. So there's Numeron. GG's, too easy. I'm joking, but still. How well the Ojama deck does against certain decks. I love this deck. I've been working on building an Exodia deck, and I don't want to build your standard draw cards to Exodia. I want to use Exodia Incarnate, and it's just... it's hard. Hard. Now, I don't know about this Eldlich deck, because right away he summoned a monster that I'm not familiar with seeing in Eldlich decks. And then I think he used a... No, did he use a Blossom? No, he didn't use a Blossom. He used another card I thought was odd. So I'm going to kind of explain. So we waited for the battle phase. That way he couldn't do any quick effects if he had them. I used Ojama to bring Ojama Blue. Send Ojama Duo to the... I think it was Ojama Duo to the graveyard. I didn't pay attention. We went ahead and got two Ojama matches. The reason is in case he had a card that could negate it or stop it, I had a second option there. So normally I would go for something else, but I didn't want to risk it. He had some face down cards, so I went for two Ojama matches. Went ahead and got Ojama Simulation and Ojama Magic. That way, if he countered this one, I would still get my Ojama Magic, and I would have Ojama Simulation as backup, and I still kind of wouldn't be... It couldn't be, you know, wouldn't be without anything because I could go into other plays that would probably wipe his board still, because I would have had enough cards in my hand. But since he didn't, we went ahead and kept with Ojama Blue, and went ahead and got the second Ojama Simulation, and went with Ojama Pajama. And the reason I did that again is in case he's able to counter something, because I don't know what cards he's got face down. See, he activated something, which to me was a relief. I'm glad he did this. Because I'm like, all right, now I only got to worry about one face down card, but we got to bait because he probably has something. So here's where we bait him. Here's where we're trying to bait him. I got lucky. I drew an Ojama Red, so here we go. Ojama Red is a huge baiter. See, he activates Torrential Tribute. That's fine. Like that's fine because Ojamas in the graveyard are power. So I use Ojama Simulation. Go ahead and banish those Ojamas from the graveyard. Bring in my fusion monsters. The reason I did those two first was so that I can use Buster Drake to get the Union monster from my hand. I went into IP so that I could use those two, and then now that I've done that, I'm going to use IP and him to go into Unicorn so that I can get rid of one of the cards on the field. He's also indestructible, but that doesn't matter. To effects for one. So we use that. We use Drake's effect. Now we can summon Dragonhead. So now we can summon a Link 4 monster. So before we couldn't, now we can. And so now we'll summon the Link 4 monster, bringing in a Palooza, and she can only do two effects, but he's got two cards in his hand, so no biggie. We went ahead and let's try to draw another card again to see what it is we can get. Maybe we'll get something and we'll think of a different play. Another Ojama Pajama. Had a great idea to summon more Ojamas, so I went ahead and did Ojama Simulation again. This time we went for I believe it's XYZ Dragon Cannon. So we summoned him. Went ahead and banished those to bring in our other dragon, ABC Dragon Buster. Now, we didn't do XYZ. We went Dragon Buster to banish the card because we didn't want to destroy it. We got rid of Ojama Pajama so that we can get the 3 banished monsters, and we were going to go into it, but he quit. He didn't even give us the chance. We were going to go into another Link, and then we were going to bring our boss monster that can negate, and I had 3 negates plus... Alright, so this deck, rather interesting. Kind of a hybrid deck, unless I'm very unfamiliar with Kaijus. I just know that I played somebody in one of my open lobbies and it was tough. But this Giant Ballpark, this is a really good card. There's a deck I'm working on that I'm adding this card to that deck. Definitely wrote that down. I got a decent hand here. I got a really decent hand here. Anytime I see Ojama Duel in my hand and something to discard it, it's always good. So he didn't play very much, so we're going to go ahead and do some plays here. We're going into the Raccoon. And I don't like that card he's got up there. And so I want to secure Zeus. Well, of course, that's before I knew what kind of deck he had. So I thought, oh, insects, neat, right? Neat. Something told me to trigger this effect, but I wanted to save my droplet. I didn't want to lose my droplet. And so here's where we find out why sometimes these decks can be tough. These Kaijus, man. All they got to do is tribute your monster. You can't react to it because it's a tribute. It's tough. So he just got rid of Zeus like that. Easy peasy. I really thought, oh my goodness, like this is bad. But this is a very interesting deck he's got here. Very interesting, but I'm working on a deck not similar to this, but somewhat similar based on what he's doing. And so I'm excited that I actually ran into this fella because I'm going to get that ballpark card and add it to that deck I'm working on. Really effective, really good. Anyway, big damage here. I didn't expect him to do this, though. This would be one turn kill, I believe, if it wasn't for my droplet on the field. Because he could attack twice with... he could attack twice with Gaia, however you say his name. He deleted my Ojama Duel with his Blossom, which everybody gets it in their opening hand. It's disgusting. So this could be one turn kill, I believe. Yeah. But luckily I have Droplet. I went ahead and discarded both. We got Gaia, so he can't attack twice now. And of course the other effect monsters. So we survived by like 1,300 life points. He goes into some links here to get rid of his... this is a really cool deck. He gets rid of those insects, puts them in the graveyard, puts them right back in his deck, and the next turn he's able to summon them right back with that magic card. It's really an awesome deck. Really good idea. So all I have here, the only move that I have is Ojama Duel in my graveyard and whatever I'm going to draw. So Ojama Duel luckily would get me an Ojama Blue as long as he doesn't play anything face down. But now I know what he's got in his hand. He doesn't have anything, so I'm not worried. So I'm not worried about any effects negating me here. So believe in the heart of the cards, and we get an Oja match. We didn't need it, but I think it's definitely what helped us a lot here. So luckily he activated this effect. So him activating this effect actually cost him big, because now I take no life points. So now I can do this twice. I can do this one more time. So that cost him big. I don't know what he was thinking there. He probably didn't. I mean, he doesn't know what I'm going for. So that cost him big because I lost no life points. So it allowed me to do it again so that I can get 2 more cards in my hand, which definitely changed my strat here because it opened up everything for me. So we're still not in the clear here. We're going to take the life points here. We're going to search for Oja Simulation and Ojama Delta Trio. Yeah. Delta Trio is what I went for. Guys, I'm telling you, Delta Trio is key in this deck. It's so good. It's so good. And I can't get rid of 1 or 2 of his monsters because they're indestructible by effects. But I wasn't worried about that. My plan was to tribute them after the fact. And so, let's go. Okay, one monster was able to survive. And then here we're able to go into our link plays now. We draw an additional card. We get another Oja Simulation. You can't make this stuff up. It's great. So we go to IP. The reason we go to IP is to get rid of our normal monsters, so that now we can use the one that says effect plus monsters. So we go into our goddess. We got rid of... Gaia can't be destroyed or targeted by card effects, but we linked him. We used him as link material. He wasn't safe from that. So now we got rid of that troublesome fella. Of course, we're going into our... I think we go into Palooza here. Yeah, we go into Palooza. And I did make one mistake, but we got lucky. We got so lucky. We're going into the next fusion here. We're gonna go ahead and draw cards because we don't have any cards in our hand. I think this is the first time I've done this strat with like nothing, almost nothing in my hand. But he only has 1 card in his hand, so No biggie, no biggie. And we have a graveyard negate and we have effect negates. So we're looking pretty good. Now here, what I'm thinking is he's probably got a Kaiju in his hand. So I got to be careful with what I choose to summon. Because he's got Kaiju, so he can just get rid of the cards without me being able to activate the effects. So what I do here is, what did I link here? I went into Unicorn, I think. Yeah, I did. Now, I made a mistake here. I thought he'd be co-linked, but he needs to be in the middle, I believe. So yeah, so he didn't get the draw effect, which is fine. Luckily, we had cards in our graveyard to draw cards here. Now here, I choose to go with ABC. I choose not to fuse them. The reason I choose not to fuse them is in case he's got a Kaiju. I can activate these effects. He made a mistake there. He should have gone for... Oh, actually, I guess he had nothing. That's why. But I was scared because Unicorn was the weakest monster on the field, and I only had 300 life points. So here we go into access code, because my Unicorn gives me 3 for Link, plus his Kaiju, which thank you for that. And of course, you know, everybody who plays access code knows access code is the final boss. So that's it. I think, do I kill? I do kill here. And there goes, guys, 300 life points again. Like I said, life points mean nothing as long as they don't hit 0. And GG's to this Kaiju deck. A Kaiju insect deck. I don't know if Kaiju is an insect deck or whatnot, but Kaiju insect deck, Ojamas again. Alrighty, so this is Ojama versus... I'm trying to remember what kind of... He was using... this is new. I've never fought these kind of cards before, or faced these kind of cards before. Here it is. Metaphys? Metaphys? So a Metaphys deck. I hope I'm saying that right. It's actually the first time I've ever faced one of these decks. Kind of interesting. Works off of a banishing, so those cards that send banished cards versus going to the graveyard do nothing to this deck, which is kind of neat. It's kind of neat. This dragon's kind of a pain. I don't understand why I couldn't activate my droplets effect on it. Anyway, so kind of a bad hand. Kind of a bad hand I got here. We're gonna play it slow though. I knew he wouldn't be able to kill me, not with what he had, and from what I saw in his banish and graveyard. So I wasn't worried about this turn, but I was worried about next turn, just because I didn't have very much. It didn't seem he could negate anything, so I could special summon my. I was thinking I'll special summon my Ojama. I can get Raccoon out and get into Zeus, but I wasn't sure. Now here's where I like to. This is when I say that this Ojama Duo comes in handy in this deck, because I sent it to the graveyard. This Ojama Duo is what will put everything in motion. And as you can see why. I summoned green, yellow, I had black. We did Delta Hurricane. I don't know why I couldn't do Droplet here to kill that guy, but that's fine. Now we go into Raccoon here. So I didn't want to do Ojama Red in case he could negate the special summon, and then I wouldn't be able to get Ojama Black. But yeah, pretty much Ojama Delta Hurricane won it for me. Ojama Delta Hurricane, a lot of people like to think that it's a useless card in the deck, but Ojama Delta Hurricane, I use it a lot, and it comes in handy very nicely. Now here I can go into Zeus. So he's just backup. I don't want to obviously... oh, and he keeps hitting his little dog over there. I don't know why. I think he got salty. I'm pretty sure he got salty. He kept doing the little... He kept touching his little character. You know how you can like kind of to notify the player. I think he got salty. And so I just got Zeus for backup. I don't want to get rid of him. I put Link Spider out because I forgot to take him out. I'm actually going to replace Link Spider with 2 Link monsters that I think are going to be really good in this deck. But I got him out for the damage. I needed that 1,000 damage. And there we go. That was GG's. All because of Delta Hurricane and Ojama Duo. I can't stress, guys. Ojama Duo, Delta Hurricane. Alrighty, so this one real quick is actually this is a pure Ojama deck. This deck has nothing but Ojamas. But I thought it was hilarious because I Delta Hurricane this guy 3 times in this duel, and so just wanted you to kind of check it out. I thought it was hilarious. The majority of the monsters in this deck are normal. I think they might all be normal. I don't remember. So that skill trade means nothing. But guys, just real fast, following up, just remember that I will be hosting a Yu-Gi-Oh tourney March 26th on a Saturday. Look out for that. I'll have my Discord link down below if you want more info, and I will set up the sign-up sheet through challenge. I think that's what it's called. Maybe tomorrow. But best way to get in contact with me is going to be through Discord, or we are live on Twitch as well. Check us out. And so I think here's we're soon to have the first Delta Hurricane come out. I don't know why he summoned that. But I loved this duel. It was hilarious. Also, guys, make sure, please like the video, comment down below. It really helps the channel out a lot. It really motivates us to keep putting out this content. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We would definitely be appreciative of that. It'd be super awesome. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, let me know. I can upload the profile for this pure Ojama deck, but I am going to tell you guys, it's tough for it to keep up with the meta because it is pure Ojamas. Now, if I were to mix in other Link monsters and XYZ monsters, maybe we can make this a lot more viable. I think second Delta Hurricane is on its way. Oh, by the way, as well, I just started a Twitch channel. I'll link that down below as well. Not Twitch, I'm sorry, TikTok. I just started a TikTok channel. I will link that down below. And I think we, do we finish him here? We do finish him here. Third Ojama Delta Hurricane. Guys, I hope you really enjoyed the video. I really worked hard on it. Thank you guys so much.